Outside the Troop A barracks in Epping, where he worked, and all across the state, flags fly at half-staff, a tribute to Staff Sergeant Jesse Sherrill, a public servant who died in the line of duty.
It is with a heavy heart that I report that the collision took the life of Staff Sergeant Jesse Sherrill.
Tonight, state police troopers are mourning the loss of one of their own. Overnight, Staff Sergeant Sherrill was working a paving detail on Interstate 95 in Portsmouth. Just after midnight, his cruiser was hit by a tractor trailer. He was rushed to Portsmouth Regional Hospital, where he was pronounced dead.
Staff Sergeant Sherrill was known as a trooper's trooper, a consummate dedicated professional, and a true family man.
Colonel Nathan Noyes says Sherrill began his career with Hooksett Police in 2001, hired a year later by State Police, where he was for the past 19 years. He was promoted to Assistant Troop Commander in Epping over the summer.
He was an individual who nobly answered that call to service and who was steadfast and devoted to the safety and the well-being of all of his fellow Granite Staters.
Now the investigation begins into how the crash happened. Local authorities will not lead the investigation.
At my request, and with the approval of the Rockingham County Attorney's Office, the Maine State Police Crash Reconstruction Unit and the Maine State Police Troop K Commercial Enforcement Unit are investigating the collision.
The driver of the truck was treated and released, and state police will continue to investigate. They would like to hear from anyone who may have more information on the deadly crash. For more now on the community reaction to this tragic death, let's go live to my colleague Jason King, who's live tonight in Barrington. Jason?
Mike, Staff Sergeant Jesse Sherrill being remembered by his community and friends tonight as a character individual who put his family first. Now, when Sergeant Sherrill was not patrolling the streets of New Hampshire, you could find him here in his hometown of Barrington. Jesse Sherrill served as a board member of the town's youth association and then took over as its equipment coordinator. The Barrington Deputy Police Chief said this: Staff Sergeant Sherrill grew up in town and had returned to his roots, where he was very active in the community, from coaching locally to raising his family here. This is going to affect all facets of the town, from the rec department to the school system to the town as a whole, including all of us in law enforcement. John Basham is the president of the Barrington Youth Association and a friend. He says you could always find Jesse at the baseball field with his son.
We're going to have a huge void in our community and in our organization with the loss of Jesse. My condolences go out to his family and anyone that knew him. He was a great man. He was always there for everyone, and he will be missed.
Now, the New Hampshire Troopers Association has partnered with the Greg Hill Foundation to raise funds for the Sherrill family. You can find the information and that fundraising page on thegreghillfoundation.org. Live in Barrington tonight, Jason King, WMUR News 9.